So it's If you wanted to explore some of your whistling capabilities, we're playing C. The next section is C, and then G, and then C, and then E minor, and then C, and then G, and then D, sus4, sus2, back to D. All right, so we have the and you can really adjust your dynamic approach to the song here. The guitar has so much space to offer, right? And it's not to be, you know, we're going to cover the solo. We're going to cover a few other things. You know, all of the gimme stuff. But it's really a song about detail. See the pick kind of like rakes through the strings in a few different places on the song, right? So before we get into the solo, we're just going to walk right into the end. The outro. The outro actually does this D chord, walking up from D, open low E to F sharp to G. I'm exaggerating it a little bit because it doesn't really happen it's not that noticeable on the record. But we're moving from D to E minor, or D with E in the bass, F sharp in the bass, and then G5, you know, the Nashville G we've been working on time and again. There's all kinds of stuff to do here based on the, you know, the D chord and the inversions of the D major triad over the top three strings. Here's the G. Let's take a quick look at that. Let's break that down. D in second position, D in fifth position, and D in 10th position. And then we'll go ahead to the octave, and D in the 14th position. And then the G chord, we're going to just run the triad across the top three strings. So we have B, D, G, D, B, D, G, B, and then G, B, D, root position. on position 10, and then we're heading on up to position 15 here. So that gives us the framework. To improvise a little bit if you like. And you could drag this song along and really have some fun with it when you're presenting it to your audience. But there's a really cool part that we missed out here. We're just going to rewind for a second and go back into the guitar solo section. We're moving from C to G and then to D. We're going to repeat that again. C and G. And then C goes down to E minor. C and G goes up to D. Now, if you wanted to learn the solo, we could start by learning the solo. Bum, bum. And you can try to let your strings ring and get all of those overtones on your guitar. That section right here you saw is G major pentatonic, right? So we're starting with basically, I'll give you the breakdown here. So we're starting with fret 5 on the D string, and then use the third finger on the D string on fret 7. Use that third finger in a rigid manner, like don't let it slop and get all messy. When you slide, give that a little bit of resistance, you know, with your tissue and your muscle tissue and your third finger, so it stays solid and rigid. We're moving up to the G string on fret number 7, and then G string fret 9, and then or finger 1 on fret number 8 if you want. And we can go up and complete the remainder of that pattern, which you just saw, and you can rewind if you want to check it out more. So we have bum bum ba da, the root note. Then the next section I kind of boofed the first time around. So we have that nice country style bend on an acoustic guitar, which is a little bit of a challenge. So we have that third fret that we're actually bending up to sound just like fret number 5, which is the same, if it's in tune, the same as the open high E string. But now we're not playing the open B string because we're playing this over the C chord. So we're using C major pentatonic here. You see how we're bending the string? Try to get it exactly in tune with the open high E string. You really have to put some effort into that G string. So the next section leads us into the outro, which we've already done, but we're coming back to revisit it again because we want to get that last lick. end up going through that little Jimmy Page quote here with that B flat up to the C from like over the hills and far away. Let's take a quick look at that outro, that last lick. So we have that, we can't use the open high E string because we have a pull off from 3 to 2 to 3 to 2, right? But we're changing strings here, open G, and then we use the open high E string, and we could push off from, not open high E, the D string on fret 3. And it's going to be a really long sort of pick scrape at the end, or pick rake at the end. So I hope you enjoyed this song, as I sure did. It's been a really great song to digest, like dynamic practice. A little melodic stuff going on. I've invited you to play the guitar in a more simplified way. We don't always need to be busy, and we just need to have some fun and enjoy it. And I hope you have a great week again.